awkward with the intros, so.
Sounds good.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Charlotte Comedians Getting Coffee in Charlotte. So we're here at Sumaq in Southend, what are your first impressions? What are your takeaways?
Based off of what was immediately around it, I was like, oh, I don't know what this is gonna be. But then I walked in, it's beautiful in here. They
So
got a
pretty.
little tree, there's more space in here than I thought. Good parking, which
Shocked.
never take that for granted.
Never once. A little bit of a hairy left turn, but we got here in one
Yeah.
piece. Very cool. I'm with my friend Sean Kett. Wonderful.
Hey.
Content creator, comedian, podcast host, extraordinaire. Super nice dude. Wonderful stuff. And so we're gonna get a little sippy of coffee. What did you get to drink?
I got a decaf Americano because that's the kind of guy I am. You know what I wish with coffee? I wish it's always
So hot.
I wish I could order it. Hey, I want this coffee, but just let it sit for 10 minutes. That's because right now I'm just gonna hold this. I can feel it on my finger.
It's gonna open your pores. It's gonna be great.
And look at me. No spice, no heat. That's
heat.
kind of how I roll.
I love it so much. My dad is one of those, he's like an old school New Yorker guy. When he goes to any coffee shop, he always goes, large, regular drip, extra hot. And I'm like, what is that? You gonna ask them to microwave it? What do you mean extra hot? It's rude.
It means he's a man. That's what that means. And I'm just
like-
out here asking for.
Like, I don't want to taste it. Just give me it.
Give me a medium room temperature coffee, please.
Can I get a lukewarm?
It can sit out. Get some of your old stuff.
Yeah, let it air out.
And that's a millennial man for you.
Definitely. I got a regular latte.
Oh.
That's the kind of broad that I am.
Wow. And your lipstick is on it too.
That's how I know it's mine, not yours. Just don't want to mix them up. Yes, exactly. All right, so Sean, my friend, how long have you been doing stand-up?
So it depends on who you ask. If I'm at an open mic and an open micer asks me, I don't even say amount of time. I just say 4. Based off of how they see me on the stage, I'd be like, oh, that 4 days,
4 minutes.
4 months.
Right.
And if a really good person asks, then I say 5 years. But I'm somewhere in between there, 4
4 or
and
5
5
years.
years.
All right, that's cool. And you're not from Charlotte. You were originally.
Born and raised in Miami, Florida. This is what happens when you cut DEI programs.
God damn it. Give me a warning next time. Jesus.
Well,
Wow.
I'm using that.
You should. I think that's we're going to save that nugget for later. What brought you up to Charlotte?
So I grew up in Miami, went away for school, then came back, and I found my partner, who's lovely. But she was in residency, and as she was finishing up, and she had to decide whether she wanted to stay in Miami for me or chase her career. And she chased her career, and then I just followed her.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love when that works out. So she is a therapist, right?
She is a therapist, although a clinical psychologist, PhD.
Dang.
Come on.
Look at this.
She's smart. I've learned a lot about myself, which I don't care to share, but I'm working through it. And
Working through it.
so,
And you
yeah.
are newly engaged.
I am, yeah. So it's official. She said yes.
Wonderful.
You don't know a lot about. At least I didn't know a lot about being engaged. It's like so much planning. All the things that I'm worse at. We're just planning this big, massive wedding because she's Cuban, so her family is ginormous, and my family is pretty big too. But now we have like 300-person wedding in Miami.
Yeah.
So.
Sounds hot and expensive.
Expensive, and I've been in charge of negotiating. I'm like, babe, do you want me to negotiate? And she's like, yeah, can you negotiate? I'm like, not if you want the price to go down.
Right.
I'll negotiate, but we're adding insurance to things that doesn't need it. Getting like DJ insurance. Yeah.
In case you
In
forget
case, yeah.
something. Or...
In case he mixes too hard and
Right.
it hurts his hand, and
Right.
that's on us.
Totally.
That's on us. 'Cause
That tracks.
We ask for all Bad Bunny at all times, and
At
that's
all
a lot
times.
of.
No, I went to a Cuban Chinese Cajun wedding, and it was phenomenal experience. So you're in for a pretty sick party. I guarantee it. It's gonna be awesome.
Samantha asked how late they were open, and that was like how late we can have the venue until, and that was like never a consideration.
Right.
Man, it's like if it's 10, my family will be asleep by 9. You don't have to worry about my side.
Right.
Like, when's the first bus?
Right.
No, we love you and we
Yeah.
had a lot of fun, but
Yes.
we need REM.
Are we aware of the concept of brown people time?
Oh, grew up in Miami. We
Good.
all the shows would say that they started at 7 and not start until 8. 7:30, 7:45, 8. So very well.
Good.
Which is tough because I'm very punctual.
Yeah.
We had an experience today, weirdly, where what time?
It's true. I was like, hey, can we meet at 1:30? And he was like, actually 2. And I was like, perfect. And then I was like, actually 2:15. And he was like, okay. And then I was like, I'm here at 2:22. Sorry. So it's a thing. Brown
Yeah.
people time is a thing. being half brown, half white, I'm
Right.
constantly mad at myself
Oh,
because
good.
half of me is like, we got time, and the other half's like, you're fucking up. It's good.
We're here.
We're here. We made it. Did you start doing comedy in Miami?
I started in Miami, which I found lovely. It's a weird scene. A lot of people think that it's a lot of crowd work, but at the end of the day, if you're funny and you work hard, I think any scene can be what you make it.
Right.
And for better or for worse, there weren't a lot of comics who were, I don't want to say like me, but there just wasn't as many white comics in Miami, white guy comics. There's some everywhere, but yeah, which is, come to Charlotte and I'm like, oh, there's 14 of me
Oh, I
everywhere.
feel so
yeah.
seen. Yeah, no,
But
gotcha.
I also work fairly clean.
Yes.
And that was, it was just different, and I got very lucky in falling into some cool opportunities where I started doing improv, and then the theater there, the person who ran their stand-up side of things, he moved away. I was the only one there who did stand-up, so they let me kind of produce a show within 6 to 8 months of doing stand-up, and then as you know in stand-up, you produce a show, typically you get booked on more shows, and you work your way up, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I still can't do any crowd work,
I'm
and
not a crowd work comic either. I
I'm
need to work on
trying.
it. I know.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
hard.
this conversation's going pretty well.
This is good.
Crowd work to each other right
Yes.
now.
We'll just keep. So what do you do?
Yeah.
What are you doing? I know. A lot of people tell me too. They're like, oh well, since you've done improv, crowd work should be a breeze for you. And I understand why they would think that, but I do find that the improv aspect does not necessarily lend itself super well with the crowd work. I think it's mainly because with improv, the beauty of it is that there's a mutual understanding with whoever you got on stage with you that like, we're not going to derail this and like take this to a shitty place.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you do that with an audience member, there's no understanding there. They might be shitty. They might be awesome, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So it scares me.
I actually found when I was doing improv that it really helped my stand-up because I can be pretty stiff and monotone, but when I was doing improv, you're kind of, for me at least, trying different things and you're pretty loose, at least when you're doing it well. And that translated onto the stage, but my stand-up for my improv, because then I was always looking for like the thing, and I was part of a theater group up there, cast, Just the Funny, pretty cool. But then so I haven't done it since I came up here. Now I'm stiff on stage again.
You think so?
Sometimes when I watch myself back, I'm like, that guy. It's good because my posture is good, which I've been working on for a really long time, but bad because it looks like you don't have to move the camera. You know what I mean? We're not bouncing back and forth.
I think when I first met you, when you came here, because you've been here 2 or 3 years now,
Closing in on 2 years.
you had said like, oh yeah, I just moved from Miami. I have some improv experience. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And I think I kept trying to be like, oh, you should take a class here, you should take a class
Yeah.
there. So I know you've got like so many connections that could definitely draw you back into improv whenever you want to.
I just don't want to take level 1 again. I
I get
tried,
it.
and you're like, it's almost. Nothing again. It's awesome. I did it in multiple cities because I bounced around, and I would just do it to meet people, which was awesome.
Me too.
But then when you take the class again, I felt like I was almost getting worse because you're doing it with people who don't know what they're doing, and you're like trying to do too much when that's exactly what you don't want to do in improv.
It's a lot of emotional labor.
And I can't do accents. None.
Really?
I can do. That's not an accent, but Liam Neeson.
So you're good at impressions.
But I will find you. That's it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So I think maybe we should lean into some impressions and some of your content you're making.
Oh, I am making content. It is very me. By that I mean I'm not doing a character whatsoever. I'm doing a guy who lives in Charlotte who knows nothing about Charlotte. And I try not to move too far off of the center path.
But I will say that it does seem like your content production is on point. You're churning out how many videos a day?
For better or for worse, I'm doing at least 2 videos a day. But now, sometimes on the weekend, not as just one.
Can you talk me through maybe a little bit of your strategy of maybe what you're working towards? Or like, are you trying to grow your following? Or are you trying to get booked on more shows?
Yeah, so I was against social media for a little while, as I think everyone goes through it. And then through doing stand-up, you realize that number of followers is how people first see when they look you up.
Right.
And for better or for worse, you can be judged on that number. And which is, I understand it from a booker's perspective, right? Why watch 20 minutes when you can look and see, oh, this person can bring tickets. And so then I would just only post things that like were pretty, according to Samantha, weird and bad. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
You ever been laying next to someone and they're on their phone and you hear your voice and I'm like, oh, don't watch that while I'm in here. And then you don't have to worry about it because she just swipes up. So then I was like, what's something that I can do that, I don't know, instead of trying to reach everyone in the entire world, maybe find, so in my case, the pocket of Charlotte and see what I can do to be funny, whether it's talking directly into the camera or trying different types of movement, different lengths of videos. So it was a little bit of exploration and not doing the thing that I probably should have, which is I still haven't done, which is like, hey, this is what makes a good video online. Just like watch a 30-second YouTube video. But
I feel you, because I went to school for film, studied film, and I had massive imposter syndrome the whole time. But when I decided to do the series, I was like, oh, I feel like I know what I'm doing. I'll just
Yeah.
figure it out. I don't need to watch stuff. I got
Right.
a degree. And it's like, well, no, you should probably watch some stuff. But I'm also one of those that when I'm like playing video games or trying something new in general, I don't want to watch a tutorial. I don't want to do a how-to guide. I'm just
Right.
like, I'm going to figure this out as I go. But I think in a way, from your content production perspective, I feel like it makes those lessons stick harder when you are learning them as you go. But also you're building your own particular brand and style and theming because you figure out how you like to shoot. You figure out like kind of length of video that makes sense for you.
Right, and I think that's spot on. Samantha, who once, she's like super supportive, but she's just like, you don't have to just do what's trending online because that's not who you are. But you have to meet the people where they're at and do things that they want. So how can you bring your comedic style into that? And obviously I'm still working on that. I don't know what that is, but I think it's started to see some traction because I purposely try not to watch too many other reels because I don't want it to influence what I've done. And I'm sure that there's some benefit to that. Like my friends who do and then make videos, their stuff is much more structured and tailored. But I don't know, I want to do something that's funny and also people like.
And also something that's authentic to you.
Right. It was cool. And I think someone, and I have no ill will toward it, someone in another state copied one of my videos, like beat for beat, but tailored it towards their state. And I was like, oh, you know what? That means that it worked, right? It means that other creators who do this professionally thought that it was a good idea.
I thought I saw the framework and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, I could apply that here. What's the phrase? It's like imitation is something form of flattery. Some shit like that.
I went to Miami-Dade public schools. We don't know.
No, okay, no, go. I forgot. You're a Florida boy. I forgot.
Education, no.
No, that's awesome.
Instagram.
You mean that's it?
Influencer, yeah. It was either DJ or influencer for
Oh
me.
my gosh. And I think it's cool that you're with a partner who's not a comedian, not like a performer, is like a consumer of content, but also understands like human psychology too.
Yeah.
Because I think that she's not only giving you a little bit of a taste of a focus group that's like, hey, from like an audience perspective, maybe don't do this. Try something
Right.
like that. That is really helpful because I do think that keeps you balanced. How does she feel about you doing comedy and performing
So we met after I had started doing comedy, so it's the person that she's known.
the whole time?
And for better or for worse, she is such a hustler and so busy that the weird schedule, she's busier than I am at night even. So obviously we would like to see each other more because she works during the day and then I'm leaving at night. But for the most part, she has to work at night anyways because she just opened up her own practice and like she's killing it.
Wow.
And I have the daytime free, as we in the unemployed circles call it. So, but she has said even ever since the beginning, like she likes that I'm passionate about something and that I'm trying and going for it. She finds that attractive. So it's unfortunate that she didn't fortunate for me that she didn't, find like an NBA player or something, a decent comedian. So, right below.
There you go.
It's like
Yes.
Doctor, professional athlete,
Influencer.
guy who you can find at an open mic Monday through Thursday.
A funny
Yeah.
guy, yes, of course, obviously. So I wanted to also ask a little bit about your experience with producing shows, because in addition to performing frequently, you're performing all the time, and you're doing all this content all the time. So how are you balancing all of that, I guess?
And I was even doing a lot of that when I had a job, but I think the key is, if this is what I want to do, I'm currently, I think about it as this is the stage of my life where I can do it and go 100% into it. So finding venues and producing, I was fortunate that in Miami I produced one show and then was hosting and kind of booking comics for another show, and those were weekly, so you kind of just get into that rhythm. The big thing for me was growing up I played basketball, and it was all about just working every day towards the goal. Every day you got to practice. It could be something small, it could be something big, whatever it is. And so just kind of translating that to comedy, right? I wake up, I write, Samantha goes to work, and I set a timer. Hey, I have 20 minutes to film something, edit it, and post it online. That's how I get one in the morning. And then, do that one other time in the day. And then as far as producing shows, it's a way to make money. It's not very lucrative. I think the last show I produced, I spent a ton of time and made $25 on it, but
nice.
That's income, baby,
That counts.
But I don't know, it's also a chance to book other people and make sure that you're booked and can do a longer set. So I always think, I tell Samantha all the time I'm the luckiest person in the world. Some things fall in my lap, certain venues have fallen in my lap, certain friendships, being friends with Mon, who then produces a bunch of these shows. This is the time I can do it. So just do it all, see what happens, and don't judge yourself if something doesn't go too bad, as long as you tried. I started comedy at 28, and you're a little older, and you date people who are very well adjusted, and so it wears off on you a little bit.
On that note, I do want to touch on your brand and style of comedy, because there aren't very many clean comedians. And also just generally, I don't think I've ever heard you say a cuss word in real life even. And I think that also is not only extremely bankable, that makes you a very, very bookable comic, but also I think it makes you so much more of a clever writer, because it's not easy to write clean. My nervous tick is to drop an F-bomb, right?
Yeah.
Other people, especially when you're starting out, you lean into shock value more, right? But you, as a clean comic, I think are so much more deliberate and intentional about your writing. You can lean more into innuendos and metaphors and all these other things. So I did want to give you your flowers on that that's not an easy thing to do.
Thank you. I don't look at it as really clean versus unclean, although I guess it kind of is. I think it's more I think the big thing is authenticity. So I just don't really curse. I think my mom put soap in my mouth once and it worked. It didn't work for my sister, but it worked for me. And audience can tell whether you're being authentic or not. So if you were to naturally end a sentence and say whatever, then do it and just own it. And I think that's hilarious, right? Yeah. I just don't. And a lot of my comedy, maybe it'll adjust as I get better and time goes on, but I don't want to offend anybody.
Same.
And that's probably not, sometimes it's good to work within a box. Other times you're kind of limiting yourself when you don't need to, because you're just expressing what your thoughts are. But I don't naturally curse, and that's kind of just how that's how I write. So it hopefully translates on a stage.
No, definitely. And I know that at one point you had said I feel robotic on stage. I disagree, because also in talking to you in conversation, you're moving and acting exactly like you do with a mic in your hand or not. And
well, this is really hot, and I'm trying to cool off.
Another big part of producing shows, a good byproduct of it is you're leaning so much more into the community. Is there anybody in the community that sticks out to you right now as someone that you feel is really doing great work, somebody that you really admire in the community?
There's a lot. Obviously you, hilarious, but I like this scene a lot. And so obviously I'm going to miss some people that I think are doing really great, but I've become very close friends with guys like Mon, Alex in the week, and I think we've kind of held each other accountable in certain ways. We had this social media challenge that was hey, can we get the most followers? So stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're also just good guys who I find funny.
Yeah.
So it can breathe itself out, I think. Even some of the people who were at the top when I first moved here, like Jason Allen King, Jordan Century, those guys, Paul Snyder, were very welcoming to me.
Yeah.
And then also I got pretty close with Carol, who I think is hilarious.
Love Carol.
And her and Skylar have done the whole thing that was crushed. I'm just gonna name everyone in the scene so I don't miss anyone.
Yeah.
Someone who I think is just really funny, Blake Connolly. I think he's just I saw him when I first moved here, and I was wow, that guy is saying some things, and now his writing's incredible. So
every time I see him, he's got something new. It's just funny. So his hair is just full of jokes. It's bullshit. But no, he's incredible.
There's also a lot of great comics who have moved here, like Steve Hofstadter's great, Pat Brown, who I don't know if you've seen her, but I try to book her as often as possible because she's great. So
yeah. So can I ask maybe what is your idea of success? If you something that would indicate to you okay, I've made it. I've done what I sought out to do?
In the short term, the success would be I have like certain metric goals, right? So X amount of followers, because I think that it helps me work towards doing this stuff. But I want to build a 45-minute set that I'm really proud of, and that happens through just figuring out ways to get more stage time. So I guess success would be filming a 45-minute special, whatever, that I'm proud of, and then monetarily, I'm fortunate that, I don't know why I'm fortunate in that way. I don't have a job, so I could use money planning this wedding.
Got it.
But if I can maintain my lifestyle and pay the mortgage with comedy while I build towards that and grow skills, then that is a success. And if I make people smile, yeah.
I love it. So can I also ask what a couple of your like 2026 goals are? Do you do them in like quarters, or do you do them kind of annual, like a New Year's resolution?
So both. I have like a yearly thing, and then have kind of monthly, just little short goals. So this month, a lot of them are social media based, because I've been focusing on it, but like, I don't even want to say the number because it sounds small, but I just want to have more followers than my high school friend Daniel, who's a lawyer, and I just can't have him have a better job and be a better looking comedian. But there's certain metrics towards that, and then I want to try to perform in different cities, and I was fortunate that I wanted to do a 45-minute set, and I was able to do that last month, which was really cool, paid, and it was awesome, but now it's like I get more opportunities like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for meeting with me.
Of course. Thanks for the
it.
coffee.
Yes, of course.
Finally got to the perfect temperature. This is
Nice.
This is what I'm talking about.
Hey.